Did you know that experts are predicting hotter than average temperatures for this summer? As a fellow dog owner, I don't want you to be caught off guard. So I wanted to share with you my top 5 tips and products that I think are worth it for keeping your dog cool during the hot temperatures this summer. And this video is sponsored by our friends at Homes Alive Pets. All the products I'm showing in this video are available to buy from Homes Alive Pets, either in-store or online. Okay, so tip number 1, and this is the easiest one because you don't need to buy any products for this, is just keeping your dog somewhere cool during the high temperatures of the day, either indoors or in the shade. Make sure that they have lots of water. That's gonna be the best way to keep them cool, but I know that's not always an option. Our dogs have to go out on walks, they have to get exercise. Sometimes we just can't avoid having them outside in the hot temperatures, so that's where the rest of these tips come in. So tip number 2 is to get them some kind of cooling vest. And as someone who is always shopping and trying new things, I do own a couple different ones. So this one is the Rough Wear Swamp Cooler harness. It fits just like a regular harness. This part slides over her head, and then it's got clips to clip under her tummy, and then it's got the leash attachment clip here on the back. But the whole thing integrates their swamp cooler material. So you just have to get it wet first, spray it off with water, and it works by evaporative cooling. So kind of like the way sweat evaporating off our skin helps to make us feel cool. It's the same kind of idea with this. So as water evaporates out of this fabric, it helps to keep them cool. And I like that it's really easy to integrate into like daily walks. It's not something you have to figure out how to put over or under another walking harness, like it is the harness itself. So that's what I really like about this one. We also own this cooling wrap from Herta. It's the same kind of idea. You just have to get it wet and then put it on your dog. And as the water evaporates out of it, it'll help keep your dog cool. So yeah, same idea, a little bit of a different design. Depends on what you're looking for, but I found both of them help to keep her pretty cool when we're out on walks or just hanging out in the yard. Okay, tip number 3 is to use some kind of cooling mat. There's a lot of different kinds available that work in different ways. The one that I ended up buying is this one from Cooler Dog, and I ended up going with this one based on some of the reviews that I read online. What's cool about this one is it has 3 different layers that go in it. There's a bottom layer that helps insulate it from the ground, and then there's a middle layer that goes in here, and it actually has little pouches of water, and you put the whole thing in the freezer, and you slide it in here. That's actually what provides the cooling. And then this top layer is a waterbed cushion, and that's just to make it more comfortable for your dog when they're laying on it. And I find this works really well to keep her cool outside because it's using ice or water to help cool your dog. The effectiveness of this is really, really high. The downside to it is that you have to remove that middle layer and keep it in the freezer. So if you don't keep up with it, you may not always have one ready to go. You can buy extra middle layers of this one so that you can always have one in the freezer and ready to go. But that is the trade-off with this type of cooling mat. There are other types of cooling mats that use like a gel inside that help provide the cooling. You don't have to put those in the freezer, so it really just depends what you're looking for. But I do recommend some type of cooling mat for your dog. We use it for Farley outside when we're hanging out on the patio, just so she can be out there with us. And I'm guessing once it starts to get really hot this summer, we might end up using it indoors as well. Tip number 4 is to have lots of water toys. I know for us here in Alberta, water temperature is always many degrees cooler than the ambient temperature. So being in the water is a great way to keep Farley cool. And chasing her toys around in the water is really great exercise for her too. So this one is Farley's favorite toy. It's her Rough Wear Lunker. As you can see, this toy gets a lot of play. We've had it for probably 3 years. This is her favorite toy. Always gets her hyped up to go play in the water. And we also have this one. It's the Rough Wear Not a Stick. It's more like a stick. You can throw it a bit farther, but it still floats. But Homes Alive Pets has tons of water toys you can look at, and there'll be something there that your dog will love. And lastly, tip number 5 is to keep lots of frozen treats in the house. So Homes Alive Pets has these really cute treat molds with their logo on it, but we also use things like the West Paw Topple or a traditional Kong to freeze different treats in here for Farley. You can freeze all different kinds of things. You can freeze bone broth, pureed fruits, peanut butter, pumpkin. Farley's personal favorite is pureed watermelon. I just puree it with a little bit of water and pour it into these treat molds, and she loves it. So yeah, those are my tips for keeping your dog cool and comfortable during the hot weather this summer. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Make sure to check out Homes Alive Pets for all of these products. They've got tons of other cooling gear on there too, so make sure you check them out.